Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second module of this training here in the Create a Profitable Online Business course. I am super excited that you're here with me, and I know it's been a little while since I've joined you, but man, things have been blowing up. My business is taking off. My podcast is taking off, and in a couple of weeks, I'll be taking off, literally flying across over to the UK to spend some time there for a while. So I'm super excited about all the amazing things that are happening in my world, and I hope amazing things are happening in your world too. So today we're talking about asking for the sale. I think this is a very important subject because so many of us are new entrepreneurs or even long-time entrepreneurs and still have issues asking for money, asking for that sale. So we're going to talk about a few pointers that you can actually apply to start becoming more comfortable and confident about asking for those sales and for high-end sales as well. So let's go on. Let's do this. Okay. So the very first thing, obviously, as we want to ask for the sale is to make sure that we are in the proper mind, the proper mindset, the proper state of mind. And the reason being is because there is a paradigm shift that needs to happen. Sometimes when we start stepping into this whole new world of, becoming an entrepreneur and you have this business and you're wanting to make sales and you want to have customers, the old mindset, the old paradigm is, you're kind of conditioned to say, well, I'm an employee and I have to work hard to get this money. Well, now that you're a boss, you have to actually go out and create and generate that money. It's not just going to pop into your bank account every week, right? There's a different mindset that needs to happen. And then, of course, a lot of us actually come from backgrounds where, like myself, where I come from a poor background. So my view of money was different. I was always in a place of scarcity, always thinking that I had to work super hard to get the money, but instead of attracting the money and opening myself up to the right opportunities to have money in my life. And so it's unfortunate that a lot of times we're not taught at a young age on how money is an energy, and how to really view money and look at money. And so unfortunately, a lot of us have these damaged perspectives, these, misconceptions about what money is, how we attract it in our lives, how we use it, how we give it, all of these different things. And there's so many things that I want to get into, or I could get into about money and the mindset, but we're going to take it, keep it brief here. But at the end of this course, I'm going to guide you to an actual extended version of the money mindset paradigm training that's completely separate on its own. And it dives deep into how you can actually shift into a more positive state of mind when it comes to dealing with money. So that's going to be exciting. We'll talk about that later. But for right now, just know that it's important that you pay attention to your mindset when it comes to money. Have you ever found yourself super excited about offering a product or service and you were just talking it up to your prospect in front of you and you're like, oh yeah, it does this and we do that and it's fantastic. You're going to love it. You completely sold them on this product or service and you got them. They're ready. And then at the end, they say, well, how much does it cost? And all of a sudden you freak out. You do you take a deep breath? You back up a little bit. Your energy changes. You look down and you kind of stumble over your words and you're like, well, it's about $20, but you don't have to pay the 20 now. We can talk about that later. Or have you been in that position where you'll say, well, I normally charge $1,800, but, for you, I would consider, doing even less than that, if there was a problem with the money. What happened there? When your energy shifted, things started coming up. It's not the person that has an issue with the money, it's you. And if you have an issue with the money, guess what? That's going to feed off into them and their world, and they're going to all of a sudden have an issue. Because if you're not confident in asking for that price and asking for that number, they're going to think something's wrong. They're not going to feel confident. They're not going to feel confident investing in you, okay? Or investing in themselves through you. So it's imperative. You have to be super confident. I have done this. All of the things I'm teaching you guys, I have gone through myself. I learned the hard way, believe me. And I had coaches, thank God I had good coaches to help me shift my mindset and to really get me thinking differently and building up my confidence and courage to ask for what I believed I was worth, okay? The only way that you're going to be able to do this is first acknowledge what's happening there. So let's take a minute and ask yourself, why did you shift in that energy at that moment? What in your history, in your background, in your previous times as a kid or teen or a young adult, did you have issues with this money? These kinds of things with money. Actually sit down, write it out. Think about it. What made me do that? Why is it so hard for me to say my program is $1,800 and that's what it is? And that's what I expect to get, because it's amazing. It is the bomb. Whatever, why can't I come off really super confident when it comes to the money? So you really need to write it out. Why? So I'm going to give you, for instance, when I first started actually introducing my program out into the world, I thought, okay, I'm going to do a 3-month program. It's 12 weeks and I'm going to give it all my all. I'm going to give them everything I have and I'm going to charge $197. To me, that was well worth it. That was a good price. But then I got a coach and she is telling me completely different things. She says, she's asking me all these questions about my program and our services and what I offer. And then she says, okay, well, how much are you charging? And I said, $197. And I even said that kind of like, oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know what I should be charging. Is that correct? I don't know. So I was kind of like uncertain about it when I said it. I was like, well, I was $197. And she goes, what? No way. She's like, Rebecca, you are worth more than that. What you were giving is worth more than that. So she got me thinking differently. I had to start thinking differently about how much I was charging for my course, what exactly that I'm giving, I'm delivering, this amazing, valuable information. I'm actually helping people do amazing things in the world. I should be getting paid for that. And with my expertise, I have over 20 years experience in the engineering world and design world. I have over 10 years experience as a coach. I have 22 years experience as a single freaking rockin' mom, helping raising my daughter on my own. So I've got an amazing skill set that I can share with the world. And I have had like 8 different businesses in the past, side gigs, side hustles that I've done. So there's all this amazing value that I've put into this course that I'm delivering. And then I'm charging $197. And she says, Rebecca, you need to be charging $5,000 minimum. Mind blown. When she said that number to me, that was huge. And that's actually huge to a lot of people because again, we're not programmed like that. Back in my Beachbody days when I got nervous selling a $50 product, $50 I was nervous to ask for, or $20. And now I'm going to be asking for $5,000. Then that's when the thoughts come up. Am I worth $5,000? Is my services and my programs, is that worth $5,000? Are people really going to pay that much for me? And so self-doubt starts to creep in. Those questions start to come up and it's like, am I doing the right thing? Maybe I should have just stayed behind my desk, quiet, head down, just do my work and get my job done. That way my own worth isn't going to come up. I just show up and do a job and I get paid. But over here as a boss, I actually have to show up and rock it out. I've got to show people that I'm worth it. I've got, that sort of thing. All these things are coming up in my head. And so it took me a little while and I really looked at it though. I wanted to make this work so much that I said, I'm willing to look at even the most uncomfortable and awkward moments. And so that's what I did. I did the homework. I paid attention. I acknowledged these emotions that were coming up, these thoughts that were coming up. And I asked myself, why? Why do I feel this way? Why do I feel so uncomfortable when I'm asking for this money? And it comes down to how we were conditioned to look at ourselves, how we were raised, how we look at money, all of those things. But when I started doing the homework and I started paying attention, guess what? I experienced a breakthrough. And then now, guess what? I've got programs that I ask for $16,000, $25,000, and even more. The reason being is because I know what I'm worth. I did the homework. I found out, and it's okay. People, it's not about the money. It's about what we're getting for the money. It's about the emotion behind it. How is it going to make me feel? What is it going to do for me, right? The product, the service, whatever it is that you're selling. And so when you're selling this to people, your product or service, they're not going to have a problem with the money. They're going to have a problem with the value. So let's just say that you were meeting with a client, a prospective client, and you've taken them through this whole journey of showing this amazing value that's in it if they invest with you. And they get to the end and they say, well, that sounds really great, but you know what? Money's been kind of tight. I don't know. We were thinking about going on vacation next week instead. Or maybe they say, well, let me talk to it about my wife first or my husband first. If they give you an excuse, that's probably because you haven't given them enough value. You haven't shown them that this is the product they need. So go back. Just say, okay, I tell you what, let's go back. Let's go back and let me just review a couple of things for you. So take the time at that moment to go back and review things. Make it even meatier, juicier offer. The offer has to be so good that it's irresistible. That's what they call it, an irresistible offer. So think about that and actually practice this. So even before you actually sit in front of your client, this should be something you've practiced. And believe me, I practiced. Okay, so actually let's go into that right now. So practicing, getting comfortable with asking for the money, get comfortable with taking the client down this path of showing them value, showing them exactly what they're going to get, right? Practice with a friend or a family member. Practice with yourself. Like even record yourself. See how you sound. How is your body language? All of these things are telling the client something, and your energy is telling the client something. So the more you practice, the more you're going to get comfortable, and the more positive energy and confident energy you're going to be putting their way, and they're going to feel at ease with you. It's going to be a no-brainer that they're going to want to work with you. I hope this is making sense. Okay, so practice, definitely. So now let's get into some of what we call the universal laws. This is amazing. When I started learning about this and tapping into the power of universal laws, my whole life changed. It was absolutely amazing. So I want to share a few pointers, a few things with you to hopefully enlighten you a little bit, open your eyes and your heart and your mind and spirit to receiving amazing blessings and prosperity. So the universal laws. There are lots of universal laws, but today we're going to focus on the law of circulation. So the law of circulation. Now, let's just say that you are the client. You're looking to lose weight and you're looking for a trainer to help you do that. So you go out, you're doing this research, you finally found a trainer you're really into, and they're like, okay, to lose the weight that you really want to make you feel good and healthy, it's going to be $1,000. And you're like, okay, great. I've got $1,000. Let's do this. Why did you give that money? Because you were in a state of pain. People buy for two reasons: to get out of pain or to go into pleasure. So think about how that actually how that applies to your business. Are you getting people out of pain, or are you putting them into pleasure? We'll talk about that here in a second. But the reason that a client would probably pay $1,000 to go get a personal trainer is because they're in pain. They want to get out. They want to get out of the overweight, the negativity, all of these things, the sadness. They might feel sadness because they're overweight. They just don't like their bodies. They hate the way that they can't control their eating habits, whatever it is. There's something that's going on that is placing them in this very uncomfortable state, and they will pay anything to get out of it. So they're like, yeah, $1,000, shoot, I'll pay for $1,000 for that. They see value in it. There's that key word again. There's a lot of value in paying that for them because they're going to get out of pain. And a lot of people will pay just about anything to get out of a state of pain. Actually, Tony Robbins says that people who are in a state of pain trying to get out of a state of pain are more driven than those who are trying to get into pleasure. So pain is it's a way bigger driver than trying to get into happiness and pleasure. So just think about that. We got to think about these things because buying and selling is all a game. It's all behaviors and mindsets. It's all psychology. And when you understand the psychology of how humans behave and work and think and buy and sell, then that is going to make you it's going to place you on a whole other level as a business owner, right? And actually deliver on even a more massive value ladder as well. You're going to be able to give them more value because you understand them. You understand what they need. We'll talk about that later too. There's so much that I want to give you guys. Okay, so the law of circulation. So when that person, let's go back to that person who wanted to lose weight, she paid that $1,000 and she got a trainer and she's happy with that. She was excited about giving that money because she wanted to get out of pain. The trainer is excited about receiving the money. And so, because he's excited about building his business and having the opportunity to help someone out of their pain. This is circulation. The money has been circulated out of her hands, the clients, into the owner's hands. So, and then the owner has that money. What does he do with it? He invests in his business. He pays off some of his bills for his business. He actually buys some equipment for the gym that he's running, whatever it is. But he's actually now taking the money he received and putting it out into the world. Circulation, the law of circulation. So when you're in this state of circulation, it's a beautiful thing because the client wins and you win as well. The client is excited about giving you money and blessing you. You should be excited about receiving the money and being blessed. I always look at money as an energy, just like love, just like the clothes that I'm wearing, just like the air we're breathing. It's like we're surrounded by it. We're immersed by it. And when you think of it and look at it that way, it's all around us. It's constantly in our presence. We just have to reach out and get it. And then I also believe that all good things come from God. And so that being blessed by someone paying me for my services, that's a blessing. And we don't want to block our blessing. We want to accept that blessing because guess what? When you are blessed, now you get to go and bless others. Not just the person in front of you, but it opens you up to bless and continue to pass that torch and to continue to move on and do amazing things. So I hope that I've given you a few tips to help you learn how to be more comfortable about asking for the sale. Remember to practice. Remember to do some role playing. And if you want to do some role playing with me, let me know. I'm here to help. I'm here to coach you into going to the next level. Get excited about this because the more that you're comfortable with this, the more your confidence is going to grow because you're going to realize how much you're worth. And how cool is it that you're going to start leading from the front because people are going to be watching you and they're going to see you grow into this amazing business owner, this influencer in the world, which is an amazing thing. And you're going to have such a power. So let me talk about one more important thing, and that's increasing your pricing. So I was taking a training with Tony Robbins, and he was saying that most new entrepreneurs do not charge enough. That was actually me when I first started out. I just wasn't charging enough because I didn't know how much I was worth and what the value I was actually giving. So I would encourage you to assess what you're actually doing and to increase your prices right now. Increase them. Don't be scared. Don't be scared about this. Be excited about this because what this is going to do is actually help level you up. You're going to be able to get to your goals a lot faster because you're charging more. So let's say you're trying to get to a $10,000 month. You want to make $10,000 a month. Well, guess what? You're going to get there a lot faster by charging a lot more for your classes and products. Okay. So it's a good thing. So make sure you do that. And then if you wanted to dig a little bit deeper in the mindset, really shifting into a positive mindset, learning how to be friends with money, to be open to it, to learn how to attract it, and to learn how to just go further faster with money, I encourage you guys to go ahead, sign up for the training that we did. It was Angel Santiago and myself, and we went in depth, a full hour of giving you guys tips and strategies that you can apply to help you shift into a positive mindset with money. So all the information is in the notes below. Just click the link below to sign up for that training. It's going to be amazing. And just know that once you start really becoming comfortable with money, asking for the sale, and building up your business, you are actually amplifying. You're putting this amazing light and energy into the world because money in itself is neutral. It's just like anything else. It's not good or bad, right? And so, but it does amplify the person that is holding on to it. And I know everybody who's watching this video is an amazing person. I only surround myself with good people, amazing people who are doing amazing things in the world. So I already know that once you have more money, more energy, that money energy in your life, it's going to amplify that goodness and you're going to be able to put it out into the world. You're going to be able to influence more, to give more, to receive more. And it's not just going to optimize your life, but the lives of those you care about and the lives of your clients. Going back to that circulation universal law, right? It's an amazing thing. So allow it to amplify you. Of course, on the negative side, those who are more tuned into themselves, turned into themselves, and then, kind of more on the selfish side, it's going to amplify that energy, unfortunately. So just think about that. Open yourself up. Be excited about this new step and on your journey to becoming an amazing boss, an amazing influencer. And I can't wait to hear all about your stories. And I'll see you in the next training.